Hello there, and welcome back to your Accessing channel. This is me, Mrs. Rania, your instructor and your supporter in this video. We're still working on our new episode Tips and Tricks in Grammar. And today's topic is Used to Grammar. It's a highly requested one. So let's get started. First, we are going to differentiate between three forms of used to. The first one is used to plus the infinitive. The second one is be used to. And the third one is get used to. Let's try to take each one in detail. The first one, which is used to plus the infinitive. The usage of this form is we used to plus the infinitive to talk about a past situation that is no longer true. Something which happened in the past, habits that already happened or I used to do it in the past but no longer exist now. Okay? And pay attention about something happened in the past. I'll talk about past habits or past situations. So I can use this form with all pronouns. So with I, he, she, they. Okay, I can use the form used to. I can say I used to wake up early. It means that in the past I used to do this. I used to wake up early, but now I don't. Or I can say I used to play football, or he used to play football. It means that in the past he played football, but no longer now. Okay, he used to play football in the past, but no longer now. Or I can say I used to drink alcohol. So this is in the past, but now I don't. And also about the smoking. I used to smoke. It means that in the past I used to smoke, or I used to do this habit in the past, but now I don't. Okay, let's see more examples about the or before we take some examples, let's discover or let's see together about the negative form of used to. Used to have two, or used to has two negative form. The first one is didn't used to. The first one again is didn't plus use plus to. And pay attention about the pronunciation here. I just pronounce used to without ed just the same as used to with ed. I'm supposed to say used to. It will be hard to pronounce, so to make it easier we just connect it together and it becomes used to. The same pronunciation as used to without ed, but of course different in writing. So the first form of the negative is didn't use to. Okay, and the other form is using never plus used to plus the base form. Okay, or the infinitive. Let's see some examples about that. The first form, I didn't used to sleep very well, but then I started doing yoga and it really helps. Okay, so this is a negative form of used to. It means that in the past I didn't sleep very well, but of course it doesn't exist now. Something changed now. I started doing yoga and it really helps. Okay? Let's see the other form of the negative one. She never used to read fairy tales. She never used to read fairy tales. Of course, this form was never. Okay? I hope that's clear. So, let's move on to the second form of used to, or the second usage of used to, which is be or get used to. They are very closer to each other, but there's a tiny difference between the both of them. Let's discover it together. Let's start with get, or let's start with get. Okay, get used to, it means that you are in the process of being familiar of something. Okay, you are still in the process to be familiar with something. But be used to, you're already familiar with something. And of course I will explain it more. So you can get used to waking up early. And by the way, this form followed by the gerund or noun. So I can say I get used to waking up early. Okay, or I get used to speaking in public. It means that I'm in the process, still in the processing, or just doing in the process that to be familiar to speak in public. Okay, but when I say I'm used to drinking coffee, I'm familiar with that. I'm already accustomed to drinking coffee. Or I am used to working hard. It means that I'm already a hard worker. I'm familiar with that. Okay, let's see more examples about those two forms. The first one, be used to. Come on, look at these examples. She's used to the city now and doesn't get lost anymore. She is used to the city now and doesn't get lost anymore. Okay, it means that she's now familiar with the city now. Okay, she didn't or she doesn't get lost anymore because she already she's now, or she becomes familiar with the city. Okay, the second one, he wasn't used to dancing hip hop. He wasn't used to dancing hip hop. Okay, the third one, I'm used to speaking in public. I'm a teacher, so I'm used to speaking in public. This is something should be familiar. I should be familiar with something like that. I hope that would be clear for you. Okay, let's move on to get used to the form get used to. Let's see the examples here. This new job is hard, but I'm sure I will get used to it. I'm in the process now, okay? I'm starting to get used to it. It took me years to get used to living in this new city. It took me years to get used to living in this new city. So I'm still, of course, it took me 2 years. It means that there's a processing of, or there is a process of getting familiar with something. The third example here, I'm getting used to the weather now. I'm getting used to the weather now. Okay, I think that I will be accustomed to the weather now. Okay, that's just a little of time, and it will be soon accustomed. I will be soon accustomed to this weather, or familiar to this new weather, according to me. I hope those examples will be clear for you. So to sum up all of that, again, we have 3 forms of used to today. The first one is about used to plus the infinitive, and we said that we use this form for habits in the past that no longer exist. The second form is about be used to, which means that to be familiar with something, to be normal with something. This normal happens to you. Okay, and the third one is get used to. It means that you are still in the process, or the process of getting familiar with something. Okay, so by this we get to the end of our episode for today. I hope this will be beneficial to you. Thank you for having me. See you in the next episodes.